Okay guys, good evening and welcome to the Thursday night. I do apologise, I had me Michael I had me Michael here from me mouth. I thought that was a bit of a good start, wasn't it? Yes guys, try again, take two hoppers, come on. So guys, yes, welcome to Thursday Night Racing League. This is the last round of the championship. It is actually the Silverstone rerun that we should have had early on in the season, but obviously with technical difficulties we are running it here at the end of the season. And also it is also the last one for season 5. It is going to be quite interesting to see what's going to happen, because it is, as I say, the rerun of I think it was round number 3, maybe round number 2 of the season. I'll just double check the calendar, just why we're here, so I can remember exactly when we were meant to be live, but well, when we were meant to be here. It was actually round number 3, I beg your pardon, but yes, it is going to be great to see exactly what's going to happen. Just give me 1 second while I wipe my nose, because my nose is a bit runny at the moment. But yeah, I feel fine. But we are here for Silverstone, the rerun. But 11 drivers tonight to see what's going to happen. Just focusing on Yuri at the moment. But yeah, going through exactly what is going to happen for tonight. Then it is a championship decider between Lemos and of course JMR. So James has got a chance. Who's currently sat in pit lane. He's third fastest in free practice. He's got a chance to win the championship. And I believe it is between McIvor and of course Yuri for AM class honours. I think also Chris Allen's up for contention as well in the AM class. So I will be getting the AM class winner, as well as maybe some of the guys in for interviews after the race. It all depends on how things go for these guys, because it is and that's awfully loud in my ear, so I'm just going to turn the engine volumes down a bit slightly. Don't want the controller, I want the audio. But yes, it is going to be a great night of racing. I can't wait to see what's going to happen for tonight. As we jump on, we'll jump on board with some of the guys as well to go out there. But it's going to be close then. But obviously, if you've missed what happened at Brands Hatch last week, we had quite some interesting sprint races there, and it was absolutely fantastic. We had only 9 drivers though, but it looks like we got about 11 cars on the grid for the last race of the season, which is a bit unfortunate. The rumour has it there's a bit of rain in the air as well, so it could be very damp, it could be wet at some point of potentially the season finale. But obviously, if you remember, if you joined us for round number 3, that this should have been round number 3, but it's actually been rerun for the championship. But round number 3, we had a bit of a issue when we went through Maggots and Beckett's, and then suddenly the server decided to crash, and then it couldn't be restarted. But hopefully, fingers crossed, that will not happen tonight. I hope I'm heard on stream, guys. If you are watching the stream, please do let me know. But I'm all for it. I'm all ears tonight. I'm ready for. Yes, I am. I am heard on stream. That's brilliant. But yes, so looking forward to seeing what tonight brings. Whether the wet weather comes early on in the race or halfway through the race, who knows what exactly happens. But obviously, breaking news from the Thursday Night Racing League PS4 lobby, just to put that out here. I'm not going to obviously go into great detail, but we do have a departure, should I say, within Luke Barnard, aka the Press Squid. Luke's actually going PC side of the racing, so he's going to be still running Thursday Night Racing League, but he will not be taking part in the console races after Christmas, which is a big shame really, because we are going to miss Luke, and Luke's done really well on the seasons I've commentated on, whether it's for the last couple of seasons. I've done bits and bats of season 4, bits and bats of season 5, but I've been here for the majority, and it's going to be a big shame to see Luke depart the console but who knows what the future venture for PC is going to be like for him. Hopefully he gets a good run here at Silverstone. He had a bit of a torrid time at Brands Hatch last time out. The Ferrari got into all sorts of trouble with the car having a few issues, but I'm sure that won't happen tonight. But we wish him all the best in PC, but he's not leaving the Thursday Night Racing League team altogether. He will be still helping run the PS4 lobby, I believe, and helping out with the admin side of that, but we won't be seeing him on track, unfortunately, in the PlayStation 4 lobby for next season, which is a big loss, really. But you know, things pastures new and stuff like that. But hopefully tonight we give him a good send off, and hopefully we'll see how well he does, because the likes of course, JMR and of course Yuri are running the Welsh colours, just to thank him for his hard work throughout his racing, which is very touching indeed. I'm going to be back for season 6 in the comms box. Not too sure how often I'm going to be in the comms box, though. It all depends on my work schedule, but I hope I am back for a full season, and it should be absolutely fantastic to see these guys back. But like James and Yuri are running the Welsh flag colours for, of course, Luke, so I think Luke's going to be pleasantly surprised. He probably already gathers that it's already there, but got the likes of Future Revenge, and we've got, of course, Ski Boy. I don't know whether he's new or he's changed his game style, but he's in the sort of Valentino Rossi colours in the Ferrari, but we'll see how well tonight goes. But then you got Stefano Marchetto, the outgoing champion. I think Stefano is actually far behind on points at the moment to win the championship. I'm not too sure though, but I think he'll be thereabouts. But he's currently second, and he's going to try and put a stop to like Lemos and James from winning title. I think he's going to try and block one or two of them, or both of them, and try and say, right, you boys scrap amongst yourselves. But the further you go, the less it's going to be interesting. We'll see. Like JMR's still out on track. He's just going down the Wellington Straight. Is he? No, he's not. He's going down the Hanger Straight. I do apologise. But yes, it is going to be great. As I say, we've got 11 drivers tonight. It's a bit unfortunate. I was expecting a bigger grid, but you know, obviously with Christmas and that coming up very shortly, and people's work commitments, people are missing tonight. There's quite a few missing. There's also the PS5 lobby. Unfortunately, that isn't streamed to PS5, guys. They are at Brands Hatch. So what would have been the final round at Brands Hatch this week for the PS4 guys is actually the final round for the PS5 guys. So they've actually fallen suit into their respective calendar, but it seems that they had one rescheduled race. I think that was actually the Silverstone race, but they managed to fit it in their off season, sort of like back to back, as like we have done this evening for Thursday Night Racing League. We do have a car off at Cop's Corner there, which I think it is McIval. Yes, he's on. He's parked on exit of Cops there, but it should be very interesting to see what happens. But got 16.5 minutes to go then until we get the 10 minutes of qualifying. Daz Tinkner chose to race the PS4 lobby tonight instead of the just give me 1 second. I do apologise about that, guys. I've actually just got a work message, so just trying to get that out there. But yes, guys, looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. I think Daz Tinkner decided to race the PS4 lobby instead of the PS5 lobby. See exactly what's going to happen. Good evening, James. How are you, mate? But yes, so Daz Tinkner is currently 5th fastest, then Luke's up to 3rd in free practice, which kind of makes it interesting to see what's going to happen. for that battle, because two cars between him and Lemos, so James has got to push on. He got EW in his Porsche, the 39 Porsche. Then he got Chris Howland in the Ferrari. Changed colour scheme last week, but he's here. Then of course Yuri, then Clive, then Future Revenge, and then his ski boy thereabouts. And he got Stefano Marchetto making his return to racing after last week. He had some personal things that he wanted to have sorted out, but he's back racing the Gold Bentley, the outgoing champion, which is going to be very interesting to see what Stefano can do. He's won here in the past, so he's going to look feisty in that Bentley, which is going to be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen. I'm just going to have a quick sip of my drink. But yeah, it's good to be back in the comments box. As I say, I will be back for season 6, which I'm highly looking forward to seeing where we're going to visit next season. But obviously we will be hopefully jumping into the drivers' interviews. We'll get some drivers into the lobby, or shall I say into the into the chat party, and we'll be hopefully giving a bit of a chat and a bit of banter and stuff like that. But who knows exactly what's going to happen. As you can see, Stefano just working his way through Woodcote and Luffield now, just to complete the lap. But they use the old pit lane going down the start finish straight. They don't use the F1 pit lane as we plan to be, but we'll soon find out exactly what's going to happen there. But who knows what's going to happen for tonight. But could be very interesting to see. But we'll try and figure out what's going to happen. As we push on then for what could be a very interesting topsy-turvy race, should I say. But Luke's back into pit lane then. There's quite a few cars out on there. We've got, as I say, 11 drivers, but JMR currently still out on track in his Ferrari, the number 55 Ferrari. I'm just going to try and adjust the audio, because it is a bit loud in some cases. But we'll soon find out how quick that's going to go. But we should be alright. It might be a bit loud in my ear, that's probably what it is. But who knows then. I'll just turn my headset down a bit for that. But could be very easy then. Hope you guys can still hear me, because I've got to turn it down a bit. But yeah, it's alright, I'm still heard. But yeah, so 11 minutes and 13 seconds to go in free practice. Then there's quite a few cars out on track. We've got a 157.9 from Lemos at the moment in the Porsche. He actually did quite well here, and then got caught up with Yuri early on in the season until we had that server issue. But hopefully tonight we do not get that, because if we do, it could be a long night. But as I say, we've got a few guys jumping into on track at the moment. Got the likes of Stefano Marchetto. He's currently still out there in his Bentley, just trying to find out where it is. Yes, it is there, but obviously they don't go into the pit lane, the F1 pit lane, they go into the old one, which makes it a bit weird really. But we've got 10 minutes then, or 10 and a half minutes to go for free practice. Then we get 10 minutes of qualifying, and then we jump into an hour and 15 minutes of racing, which who knows what tonight brings. Tonight is actually going to bring probably some surprises as everyone probably kind of gathers, but as you go on board with Stefano Marchetto, then we'll go on board with the Italian, the reigning champion of 39 Racing League, multiple champion as well, I shall add, but go on board with the Bentley then. He loves the Bentley, or the Boatley as he likes to call it, because maybe it likes the wet weather conditions, but who knows exactly what brings out in him. He's currently, he's dropped down to third gear there, maybe second, maybe trying to push on, but it's going to be very interesting. We'll look back from the Bentley then. Whether he gets on pole position for in qualifying will be yet to be seen. Still in free practice as we speak, but could be a very close as EW goes third fastest from Luke then. So free practice times at the moment at Lemos, he's done a 1:57.9. I think it was actually, I read that time out. Stefano Marchetto, then you've got EW, then you've got Luke, then you've got JMR, then you've got Daz Tinkner. So JMR's currently fifth fastest at the moment, struggling to get rhythm in that Ferrari at the moment. Then you've got Daz, then you've got Chris, then you've got, of course, Yuri. Yuri was actually going to be at a party, but he's decided to race tonight, which I don't blame him actually. I wouldn't have been upset if he didn't race, but currently 8th fastest. Then you've got Kevin, and of course Future Revenger and SG Boy rounded up the field in 11th, but we'll see, find out how well tonight goes. You've got 8.5 minutes to go till at least qualifying starts, but who knows what's going to happen. But could be all or nothing for tonight. Who knows exactly what's going to happen, but we'll soon figure it out. But if you are watching the stream, guys, please do give it a massive thumbs up. It helps me out, it helps these guys out, and also if you're watching the stream, please let me know who you think's going to win. I can't really place my bet and put my money on because it'd be a bit unfair. I'm not going to pick who's going to win the championship, but it could be very interesting. We'll go through exactly the championship points, why we're here, just to bring us up to speed, because you know, I believe it is going to be quite interesting to see what happens. I believe the excuse me, I believe I think the yeah, championship tables, there we go. So after last week then, with a round to go then, 13 points in it between JMR and of course Lemos at the moment. Lemos is currently 13 points behind, so he's on, JMR's on 182, whereas Lemos is on 169, and then Luke is currently third. So Stefano Marchetto is currently in 5th place in that table. But then in the AM class then, it looks like they're rewarded half points. So McIvor currently leading with 89.5, so 89.5 points. Then you got Yuri with 70 points, so there's quite a bit of a gap between them two, but the AM class could be feisty as anything, as Yuri needs to push on. He needs to stop, he needs to have McIvor behind him, or at least a few cars behind him, to literally take out the AM class title. But I think the likes of Lemos and JMR, it's going to go down to I think, and I hate to say this, and I don't want to sound nasty, but I think it's going to go down to the last 5 minutes of this race this evening to determine between Lemos and of course JMR for what could be a very thrilling end to the season. Of obviously with Lemos having a couple of race wins, JMR a couple of race wins there, and then excuse me, and then of course it's gonna be close as you like between them two, but who knows what's gonna happen. But 5 minutes then until we get 10 minutes of qualifying session underway. And also there's a mandatory pit stop this evening as well. That will be coming into play as well, so that could be very interesting to see what happens there. With that, but was looking what's going to happen, and Stefano Marchetto just going through the latter half of the first sector. We'll just throw the helicam up for now, but hopefully we get some good night of racing. It could be close as we like, but just looking at the likes of Stefano then going into there. Then you got Luke currently still out on track. He's actually at the latter half, so he's actually at the new section going down towards the Wellington Straight now as we speak, but this could be very close. Jeremiah currently still 5th at the moment in free practice, but he's not going to be too bothered about that. It's only free practice, but he needs to get a good rhythm in that 55 Ferrari. Otherwise it could be all or nothing this evening for his title contention. But got Daz Tintner still in pit lane, they've got Chris Allen thereabouts, so you've got Yuri still out on track. Yuri's done quite well this season, he's impressed me, as everyone else has as well. It's been a bit of a long season where things have happened. I didn't know what happened at Suzuka because I wasn't here, but it looks like we could be in for a great night of racing, especially if that weather comes and it plays havoc. They've got the likes of McIver, then you've got Future Revenge and a Ski Boy thereabouts as well, so it is going to be 3.5 to go. You've got Lemos still coming out of down to Wellington Straight now as Stefano goes into pit lane. Then the outgoing champion, he's going to be a bit disappointed with how his season's gone now. He's obviously dropped down the order in the championship, but he may claw back some points. We know what Stefano's like. He's a very established racer as he tries to go into the pit lane. He's got a car in front of him, but it could be very close to see what happens with these 3 minutes left in free practice then. So we'll have the helicam up for quite a bit. We'll probably use the helicam mostly tonight, and we'll go on board with some of the drivers. But when the rolling start does happen, because we get a formation lap, I will go on board with the poleman looking back from the field. But we'll see what happens there. Chris Allen currently 8th fastest at the moment in the free practice. Yuri's currently 7th, and so it could be very interesting to see what's going to happen. But hopefully we don't get any issues tonight, but should be great to see what is going to happen between these guys at the moment. And it seems we're thereabouts with the likes of Chris Allen going into pit lane now, so there's quite a few cars going into pit lane at the moment. And then you got a Ski Boy there currently, Daz Tintner. You got Luke still out there, Lemos is still out there as well, just to get a couple more laps under their belts. I think some are going to get ready for their qualifying setups. No idea how they've set them up, because we don't have access to that, which is a bit unfortunate really, but we'll soon find out exactly how things go. But you never know what's going to happen in the final race of the season here at Silverstone. Who knows exactly what's going to happen. I think Lemos is going to be literally pushing on for what could be a easy drive this season, or this evening should I say. But you've got a few people just jumping into on track at the moment. We've got 1 minute and 13 seconds left as Lemos goes thereabouts. We'll go on board with Lemos. It's a lot better, it's not loud in my ear as we speak now, so it's not looking likely I'm shouting down the headset as Lemos goes into pit lane. He's got to be very careful. Oh, that was so close on the brakes. But yeah, it's gonna be quick as 10 minutes is probably going to be quick as a flash as Daz Tintner stays out. I think a Ski Boy is thereabouts. He's going down the Wellington Straight, so we'll see how well he does in the sort of Valentino Rossi colours. But could be very close. 30 seconds remaining then in of course free practice. Then it's 10 minutes of qualifying, so as I say, it could be worth seeing what's going to happen as Daz Tintner decides to go on a bit of a adventure down the Hanger Street. But his ski boy is going into, of course, pit lane now. He's got to put the pit lane limiter on, which he does, but be very close to see what's going to happen. But it's all or nothing then. Let's see what's happening. I do have a lot of interest. I do apologise, boys, I just missed your comments. Good evening, Luke. Let's go final round. Indeed, mate. Final round, it's going to be very interesting, mate. And then you've got Daniel Salmon. Let's go JMR. So we've got JMR fan. Yes, I hope he does well tonight, mate. He's looking racy, but excuse me, he's currently 5th in free practice. But we'll see what is going to bring, because got 10 minutes of qualifying and an hour and 15 minutes of racing, so it's going to be close. But we'll soon find out what's going to happen. Daz Tintner's the only one out there. He's going to cross the line. He's trying to improve his lap time. I think he's trying to think, oh well, I've got a clear track. Everyone else was currently thereabouts, but Daz Tintner actually finished 6th fastest. But get ready for the all-important qualifying session of the evening then. It is the final one as well of the season, so it is the final 10 minutes of qualifying. Let's have a look at what's going to happen. Who is currently out there? EW's out there, Stefano Marchetto is out there, James is already out there, McIvor is out there, Luke's out there, Yuri's out there, and we've seemed to have lost the new guy. Let's hope he's back. But got Chris Allen coming out of pit lane. You've got Daz Tintner out of pit lane. And Future Revenge is out of pit lane with Stefano Marchetto battling with EW already in qualifying. So it looks like Ski Boy is missing, which is a bit unfortunate really, because that would have been fantastic to have 11 cars. But you can just see EW and Stefano Marchetto trying to get a toe off each other. But it looks like EW is trying to break the toe as Stefano Marchetto actually gets past him. But Stefano is going to be literally on board with him. We'll go on board with the Bentley. Just looking back from the Bentley as well, just looking at a few of the cars here. But this is where it's going to get close as you like for qualifying. It is, as I say, 10-minute qualifying is Future Revenge is currently excuse me, currently sat in pit lane at the moment. It's a bit unfortunate really, because you know, he could do a great lap time, but at least it's a clear track for Stefano Marchetto to get onto his flyer then. Then you got, of course, Lemos is there, you've got JMR still there, you've got EW chasing down Stefano Marchetto for what could be a stellar lap time, but we'll keep an eye on the lap times then as they come onto the board. But you can just see the likes of Luke going through cops. It is his final event on console as well, just if you just join the stream, just to get that out there. It's a big shame really that we're going to miss Luke racing on console, but who knows, we may see him come join me in the commentary booth for what could be a interesting night of racing when he decides to join, because we could have 2 commentators instead of the 1. But who knows exactly what's going to happen as we get a bit excited with the likes of Stefano Marchetto there. We've got JMR still there, Future Revenge still in pit lane, Yuri's out on track as well, then you've got Lemos, then you've got McIvor, and of course Daz Tintner. So the only car that's not out there at the moment is of course Future Revenge, and we're missing a Ski Boy, which is a bit unfortunate. Stefano Marchetto don't coming through the Grand Prix start-finish line, but see what he can do with just under 7 minutes to go in qualifying. But We'll see how well he's going to go. He goes well round here, does Stefano, but it all depends on that weather. That weather seems to be closing in slightly as of yet, but yeah, I'll see what lap Stefano does, and then I'll have to nip to the little men's room just to put that out there. But hopefully we don't miss much of qualifying. But Stefano Marchetto then coming through Priory and then Brooklands and then into Woodcote and then of course Lustfield. Just complete the lap. We'll see what lap he does. He's currently coming through with the latter half of that of the lap now. Just about to cross the line. It goes a 1:57.984, which is a good lap time. And JMR goes second, so JMR Championship protagonist actually drops down to third because Luke is there, and of course second place at Yuri, fourth then, so the JMR crew got the cars third and fourth at McIvor, the M-Class leader, with Yuri's M-Class rival ahead of him at the moment. It could be very interesting to see what's going to happen with the likes of Lemos goes pole position, provisional pole position with 5 minutes to go. I'm going to be quickly back in a moment or two, guys, so don't go anywhere. I do apologise about that, ladies and gents, but then you've got Stefano Marchetto still second, Luke currently third, then you've got JMR still fourth at the moment. Dazatink there gets up into, of course, fifth place. He's pipped Yuri to fifth place at the moment with just under 4 minutes to go. And qualifying, you've got McIvor, then you've got Silverbeard, aka Chris Allen, in, of course, 8th, then you've got EW not having a great run at the moment in that Porsche. He's on another out lap, and it's going to be close as he likes. I think he's going to be pushing on quite a bit, so 4 minutes to go then. In qualifying, they've got Future Revenge still out there, or still in pit lane at the moment with Lemos has gone out. He's gone out for another setup, but as I say, we don't know exactly what setup. So we'll see how well that goes. Luke's currently still in. We'll see how close it's gonna get then. 3.5 minutes to go then in the all-important qualifying session of the season, the last one as well of season 5, but it's also Luke's last qualifying session of the console racing as well, so we'll see how well he pushes on. You got quite a bit of fast cars around him. He's got the likes of JMR Championship protagonist. JMR's got 2 cars in front of him. He does not need this. Excuse me. But Lemos is currently provisional pole position then. See how well he can go. He's doing quite well at the moment down the Wellington Straight. As the BRDC fans, well, the fans in the BRDC club are looking at what Lemos can do. Let's have a look then. He is currently on an out lap, but we'll see what happens with Stefano Marchetto. Is he on a flyer? He's thereabouts, isn't he? But seems to be getting the rhythm in that Bentley. Oh, he's dropped down on his time. You can just see that the graphic where it's red there. He still stays 158.155. He's almost thereabouts. What's Luke going to do? Luke is currently still third fastest. JMR still thereabouts. It could be very interesting. See what he's going to do. Does Tintner still there in 5th, and Yuri Of course, 6th, then you got McIver 7th, then you got Chris Allen 8th, then you got EW. What lap time has he done? He's done a 158.9, still puts him where he does not want to be. He wants to push on. He's throwing a cork in the barrel, or cork in the bottle at the moment, should I say. But Stefano stays in pit lane, and at the moment Lemos still thereabouts. It could be exciting to see what's going to happen, because Stefano Marchetto is there. Luke's currently off at Grand Prix loop as JMR comes through that sector. James comes through that sector. Daz Tinkler's still there. There's a car off. I think that was Daz Tinkler. Yeah, it was. Yeah. With Yuri still thereabouts. McIver 7th. Chris Allen in 8th. But EW then. What's he going to do? Because I'm slightly concerned he hasn't got a lap time in as of yet. He's got 35 seconds to go. This could be very interesting to see what's going to happen, because the number 38 Porsche, then he's currently thereabouts. Is he going to be able to push on? Is he going to be getting provisional pole position, or is he going to be joining his teammate alongside him on the front row then? We could see exactly what's going to happen. We'll try and push on for a lap. He's got around 5 seconds though. Is he going to cross the line and be able to get a lap in? Another lap in. He goes 6th at the moment, so he's split Yuri, and of course Daz Tintner. Jeremiah still 4th at the moment. So McIver coming through the back end of the lap. He still stays 8th at the moment, so that's going to be interesting as Lemos still stays out. Lemos is actually on provisional pole position, so that's going to work to his advantage. I feel sorry for future revenge. Not too sure why he sits out qualifying. Maybe he's got to, maybe he's trying to get the setup just right, but who knows exactly what's going to happen. So Lemos from Stefano Marchetto then, and then of course you've got Luke, then you've got James, then Daz, then you've got of course EW, then you've got of course Yuri, Kevin, then of course Chris, and then of course Future Revenge rounding up the field. But it is going to be close as you like. I'll tell you what, we are going to get. It's going to be weird, because if this weather comes in the race, it is going to be thereabouts. But we will look back from of course Lemos now, just to get out there. As you can see, Stefano Marchetto, he is going to be on course to try and push on, but we will look back from Lemos then, as we get ready for what could be a very thrilling, exciting hour and 15 minutes of racing. And yes, guys, if you are watching the stream, please do give it a massive thumbs up. It will help me, it will help everyone out. Who knows exactly what it's going to bring, but we do have some great sort of racing coming very soon. But we're just waiting to see what's going to happen. But could be very close then. But who knows? But yes, it's going to be great. Tune in, guys, if you're going to watch the stream. Let us know who you think's going to win, who you think's going to potentially push on for could be close as you like, but who knows what's going to happen within the final round of the Thursday Night Racing League. But could be very close then, as we get ready for the last formation lap of the season. But this could be very exciting then. So we look back from Lemos then. Stefano Marchetto tries to warm up his brakes and his tyres, but we'll soon find out what's going to happen. Whether this weather comes in between the halfway mark, as you can see the rest of the field, and I don't know whether Chris Allen's actually looked like someone had crashed on the formation lap, but I know it's happened before at Kyle Army, season 2 I believe, when Luke binned it into the wall on the formation lap. Luckily didn't escape, well, he escaped minor damage and then, well, major damage should I say, but you don't want to be reminded of that again, but can't help that, because it was a famous highlight of my commentating. Stefano goes right through. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen, because who knows what's going to happen. We've got 10 drivers then, as everyone seems to be piling with future revenge at the back. Then we've got quite a few interesting moments of this championship, but I think when we get to the halfway mark, I think that's when the rain might head towards Silverstone. It looks like at the moment the sun's beating down, but the hardly fans that have waited for this long-awaited rerun of Silverstone, it's had to be pushed back towards the end of the season, which kind of made it worthwhile. But we're back for what could be an interesting hour and 15 minutes of racing. I will try to get some of the drivers into the stream as well afterwards, just to jump in and see what's going to happen within. As we can see, I think Lemos got a bit confused then, thinking, is that the start finish line? It isn't. It's around the next bit of the lap, but excuse me, but who knows what's going to happen then, because you got the likes of Stefano, you got Luke, then JMR. This could be a bit of a close battle, because 2 cars ahead of Gems for Lemos, but Lemos needs to get a clear run at the start. You can just see what's going to happen. We are not far away then from the race actually going to start, as everyone's got to get in formation now before they cross the start finish line. As you can see, Stefano's Bentley, the gold Bentley, the outgoing champion, it's going to be quick off the mark. I think he's going to be thereabouts. As you can see, everyone lined up side by side almost then, ready for a decent rolling start. Luke's trying to go 3 wide at the moment. I think he's going to try and go 3 wide. He's got to be careful, can't get too much of advantage here, but who knows then what's going to happen. Unfortunately, we can't return to the main setup as of yet, but we'll see what's going to happen now. Get the helicam up, because that is going to look like it's better vantage at the moment, but that's going to give us a better advantage as we go in towards Cops then. But we'll see what's happening here as Lemos gets ready then. I think he's gonna floor it. I think he will floor it as we cross the line in a moment or two. The starters are happy, as I'm happy, as well as we get ready for the final round of season 5 of the Thursday Night Racing League, and it is the last one before the Christmas break as well. So the last round of the season gets underway with the likes of Luke and Jeremiah alongside, side by side, into Cops Corner. Got to be very, very careful here between the pair of them. Jeremiah's already trying to get away and he's almost getting pushed onto the grass there, with Luke almost trying to get alongside, but he's got to be very careful as EW gets alongside Yuri There's a bit of a shocker there. He's dropped down towards the rear of the field. He's dropped down to ninth at the moment, but we'll see what's going to happen with Luke still trying to chase after Stefano Marchetto. As Lemos actually leads the race. Don't worry about the timer screen. The timer screen just throws an absolute wobbler now and again. But it looks like Yuri's dropped down to ninth place at the moment. And with the likes of Lemos getting away, trying to get away from Stefano Marchetto as best as he can, it's going to be quite close between these two. I think Luke's going to try and hold off the third at the moment, but try and get the likes of JMR trying to push on, but we'll try and get thereabouts as we go on board. We'll go on board with James then, as we've got to quite some time then here at Silverstone. It's already looking likely that the guys are going to try and push on. The top guys that are going to push away may try and get on board with some of the guys though. There's a couple of moves there between McIvor and Daz Tintner, and of course EW at the moment, so it's Porsche versus Audi versus Lexus in that sandwich at the moment. It could be close as we like, but still a long way to go in this race then. But you've got the likes of James trying to push on, to Luke at the moment, but the battle between Daz Tintner and of course McIvor trying to push on. McIvor's got to be careful not to run too far wide onto that AstroTurf there, because otherwise it can go against track limits, as well as Yuri tries to... Oh, he's gone in the gravel there as the pit lane's now open for the mandatory pit stops when they want to take them, but could be a very close night of racing, I think. But Stefano Marchetto still eking out that advantage, with Luke still there in the third at the moment. EW, of course, Daz Tintner trying to push on. He's going to try and get there with this. He's sandwiched at the moment, but this is where it went horribly wrong with the server last time. But hopefully it doesn't happen this time round. It's Trailer Cars Yuri's trying to catch these guys up as best as he can. Future Revenge at back of the screen there. He's in 10th place at the moment. It's got to push on with McIvor trying to get alongside Daz Tintner down the Hanger Straight. Is he going to try and get thereabouts? He's going to try and push on. He's got to be careful. As Kevin drops back a bit there with the likes of Luke, and of course trying to get away from JMR at the moment, with Stefano Marchetto also trying to push on. Then you've got McIvor there. They've got Chris Allen also. Then of course Yuri's in contention to try and win the M-Class title, but it's looking likely at the moment it could be out of reach with the likes of Lemos thereabouts. He's got two cars between him and of course James at the moment. James is currently fourth at the moment. He's got to try and push on. He's got to try and get past these guys as best as he can, with the likes of Daz Tintner there trying to hold on for sixth place at the moment. The likes of McIvor, Chris Allen and of course Yuri, the top three in the M-Class. Also sort of reverse order in the race, but they're also the top three in the M-Class at the moment. But this could be very interesting with the likes of Chris Allen and of course Yuri trying to push on. Daz Tintner still there. Oh, did Chris go a bit wide? No, he didn't. It's just, it looked like it, but poor old Future Revenge at the rear of the field at the moment. Stefano Marchetto trying to push on to try and get up to Lemos, with the likes of James still there in fourth. It's not going to do his championship any good at the moment. He needs to push on. He needs to pray that Lemos has a disaster. They've got of course Daz Tintner, but then you've got, this is where it's going to be. You know, I'm going to try and jump to some of the views, but got Stefano Marchetto. Sorry, I couldn't get my words out. Stefano Marchetto trying to chase after Lemos. He's going to be thereabouts. You can just see what's happening here. With an hour and 10 minutes still remaining in this race, we're on board with Stefano, the outgoing champion. He's going to try and push on with the likes of Lemos straight ahead. But Lemos has got to be careful that he doesn't make a mistake too much, because that could allow Stefano to get past. But it could be very interesting to see what's going to happen with James still trying to catch after Luke. EW still there in third. Daz Tintner sixth then, with McIvor still there. They got to course Chris, and then of course Yuri pushing on for ninth place at the moment. Future Revenge in 10th place, but go on board with Yuri for a minute. going through the latter half of the Grand Prix loop, but he's got to push on, he's got to get where he needs to be. Stefano Marchetto, what's the gap? 0.344 of a second between him and Lemos. Jump back on board with the Bentley. Just see how close he's trying to get to the back of that 24 Porsche at the moment. Can't afford to make mistakes, these two. But this is where it's going to get close as you like. But who knows what's going to happen, because Stefano, he's a class racer, he's a multiple champion in the Thursday Night Racing League. He's going to try and get back towards Lemos as we go into Copse Corner. It's going to be close as we like between these two. Who's going to be out on front? Well, it looks like Stefano's got the outrun. He's got the drag. We'll go back on board with the Bentley. He's dropped back a bit into Maggots and Beckett's though. He's dropped back. This is the last thing he wants. He's going to be close. He's had to wave goodbye to the championship this season, but he'll be back stronger next season. I'm sure he will. He's trying to chase after, of course, Lemos at the moment. He's going to be thereabouts with, of course, Luke. Then you've got JMR still there, third and fourth. Then you've got, of course, EW Daz Tinter, however, still in sixth, with Kevin still there in, of course, seventh. Then got Chris in third. Then got, of course, Yuri in ninth. Then Future Revenge at the rear of the field. Then so Stefano Marchetto, then the outgoing champion, still trying to get really close to, of course, Lemos' Porsche at the moment. This is where it's going to be quite an interesting championship campaign with these guys. It could be all or nothing. We'll see what's going to happen. With McIval's still thereabouts. He's got to try and push on with likes of Chris Allen. Of course, Yuri's still trying to battle away, but this is where it's going to get all or nothing, because Stefano Marchetto, then what's he doing at the moment? So we'll go on board with him, go back on board with the Bentley. Still trying to chase after Lemos with an hour and 7 minutes to go though in this race. This rain hasn't, rain's not really threatened the radar as of yet, but we'll keep looking at it and thinking, is it going to rain? But who knows what's going to happen between these guys. It could be close as you like, but just looking back from Stefano Marchetto's Bentley at the moment just to get the angle right there, but you can just see what's going to happen between Stefano and, of course, Lemos at the moment. Lemos is trying to get away from Stefano. Stefano slides off the track. That's unlike him. You just seen that Bentley understeer and snap away from him. It's going to now allow Luke to try and catch him up as well as JMR. But this is exactly what Stefano doesn't want. He's now lost that gap to Lemos at the moment. He's going to have to try and push on, because it looked like it was a bit of a topsy-turvy snap, but who knows exactly what's going to happen. That's going to allow Luke to try and push on. Luke's currently trying to chase him down for second place at the moment as James tries to stay in fourth at the moment. Daz Tinter under pressure from, well, not under pressure, trying to put EW under pressure, should I say. But it's going to be very close between the Audi and Porsche driver. Then got McIval under pressure from Yuri. Yuri gives him a bit of a love tap, gives him a bit of a kiss. This is not your life sunshine, but we're on board with Yuri fighting that steering of that Lamborghini. So we'll see how well it's going to go for, of course, Yuri at the moment. Yuri's dropped back a bit, which is a bit unfortunate for Yuri, but Luke's still there then, trying to chase after Stefano. It could be very interesting. These two former championship rivals as well, as still championship rivals as we speak, but what could be for the last time this season, as well as Luke's racing campaign for the console. But we'll see what's going to happen here. We're going board with Luke at the moment. Luke's trying to push on with that Ferrari. See what's going to happen here, but Stefano can't afford to make another mistake like he did a lap ago. An hour and 5 minutes to go then in this race. You've got JMR still there, you've got EW and, of course, Daz Tinter still pushing on for 5th and 6th, with McIval still thereabouts, and, of course, 7th currently leading the M class then. with Chris Allen still there, and of course second place Yuri's on the course to try and push on. Runs a bit wide out of Cops there, got to be careful not to run too far wide, because that will give him a track limit penalty, and we don't want to see that. As Yuri tries to get past Chris Allen, I think Chris is trying to make that Ferrari the widest Ferrari as possible, because he knows what he's like. Yuri's a very established racer. I hope he's back for season 6, but we'll soon find out as tries to get past Chris Allen for what could be 8th place at the moment. Borrowed Future Revenge still down in 10th place at the moment, so could be very close to see what's happening. We'll try and catch up with the battle at the front, or the battle for second and third rather, but we'll try and join that battle as a minute as we get Yuri and of course Chris Allen trying to push on for 8th and 9th at the moment respectively. We'll look back from Chris's Ferrari, see what's going to happen here. He's got Yuri chasing. Oh, Yuri's trying to get very close again to the back of that Ferrari. He's trying to get back close to that 28 Ferrari at the moment, but Luke's still thereabouts trying to push on. It could be very close. I'm not too sure how the let's have a look at Lemos, give him a bit of airtime for a minute or two. Let's start another lap. He's currently leading the race. He's probably going to lead the champion. He's going to be probably winning the championship at this rate as well. But all can change. We're not even the halfway mark yet. As Yuri's got past Chris Allen, we didn't see the move, but Yuri's got past Chris Allen for 8th place. Then that could be quite a consolidation. But I think Yuri's kind of slowed down a bit. I think there was a bit of contact, so I think Yuri's just let him go and saying, right, I've had a bit of contact, mate. On you go. But Luke trying to get away. Well, he has got away from James at the moment, with of course Stefano Marchetto still in his sight, but could be very close to see what's going to happen. We'll try and find out after the race if we can, from Stefano's point of view, what happened. Go on board with Luke for the time being. Go on board with what could be a very interesting last race for Luke. He's fighting the steering with that Ferrari at the moment. Let's hope it doesn't play up like it did at Brands Hatch, but who knows what's going to happen. He's currently there, but you got the likes of Chris Allen and Yuri. I think Yuri had a bit of contact, so I think he decided to let him through, so fair play to him there. Stefano Marchetto still currently second place in the race and currently trying to push on as best as he can, but he's got Luke still there in of course third, James still there in fourth. The all important mandatory pit stops are yet to be taken, so that's still going to come into a factor. I think they're just waiting to see what's going to happen at the halfway mark of the race, but Daz Tinkler's still there and of course 6th place at the moment, with McIvor still in 7th, Chris Allen 8th. And of course you've got Yuri excuse me, still in 9th at the moment, and poor old Future Revenge still there in 10th place at the moment. That is unfortunate, but Luke is gaining a couple of seconds a lap to Stefano Marchetto. We'll go back on board with the Ferrari just for a bit, but Stefano's got to try and escape now from Luke, but got an hour to go, still under an hour, well, just coming up to under an hour to go in this race now. Then this is where it's going to be close between these guys. I think it's going to be, you know, I know what Stefano's thinking. He's thinking, right, I've got to try and get up to Lemos, but then James is currently there in 4th, then with EW 5th. They've got Daz Tinkler still there in 6th, they've got McIvor still there, and of course 7th, and of course Chris Allen in 8th with Yuri 9th, and then of course Future Avenger and up the field in 10th place. Then it seems to be quite an interesting moment for of course Luke at the moment. Luke's trying to push on. He's got an hour to go then, so an hour to go in this race then. Who knows what's going to happen within the with the hour to go, but Luke's trying to push on. We've got JMR still there in fourth rather, with EW fifth, and of course Daz Tintler sixth, and McCoyville in seventh. They got of course Chris Allen and Yuri. They're having a bit of a battle, but Yuri's not that close as of yet. But let's try to push on, and of course Future Revenge, excuse me, in 10th place at the moment. Stefano Marchetto still second. With of course Lemos eking that advantage further and further. This could be a very interesting championship fight, because you know JMR's still there in fourth at the moment. Luke's still trying to push on as best as we can for that for third place on his last race of his console campaign. He's, as we said earlier on, he's going to PC, but he's still going to be running Thursday Night Racing League. But he's going to PC after Christmas. But be very interested to see what he does. Whether he joins me in the comments box next season is another thing. It's going to be quite interesting. Stefano Marchetto still kicks up the dust, but EW still there in fifth, and Daz Tintler chasing him after. Could be very close between these two. Then you've got McCoyville and of course Chris Allen and of course Yuri, both coming through Copston. So we're not even at the halfway stage of the race yet either. It just seems a long way away, but you can see just Stefano Marchetto trying to get away from Luke. He's kicking up the dirt again, but Luke's going to try and hunt him down. It's like a bird of prey, Stefano, and Luke's just trying to catch him as best as he can. You've got 58 minutes to go then. This is where it could get close, because if that weather does come at any point, it'd be very interesting to see what happens there. But it's close as you like, but who knows what's going to happen. But Luke's currently holding on for dear life, but could be very carefully picked out between the pair of them. But it's around 2.7 of a second, but as James is trying to get there, it's going to be quite close. It's not really many battles galore at the moment, but Yuri still trying to catch up to Chris Allen. He's the closest battle we get between the 8th and 9th guys at the moment. It could be all or nothing, though, because Yuri's trying to catch up to the Ferrari. It's not his teammate, though, because we go on board with Yuri. But Yuri's going to try and push on for dear life at the moment as we go through what could be, yeah, down the Wellington Straight. I do apologise, just nearly lost my bearings then. But yes, it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen, because Chris Allen trying to push on to get away from Yuri, as JMR literally trying to get up to the clutches of Stefano Marchetto. Stefano's still trying to get up to Lemos, but Lemos is going through this sort of the Grand Prix loop now as we speak. But it's going to be very close then, as we've got Lemos still there leading the race then, with Luke still third and JMR in fourth. EW and Daz Tintler. Oh, this is going to be great between these two, hopefully. On board with Daz Tintler's Audi, just to see what he's going to do. Is he going to be able to get past EW for another position? It could be, but pushing on quite a bit between the Porsche and the Audi, both German manufacturers, so they're going to try and push on for what could be very close then. 55 minutes, come on to 55 minutes to go in this race then. Still seems to be a bit of a interesting battle. I think Yuri's also there. Yuri's actually trying to catch up to Chris Allen. I can't even get my words out tonight. What is going on? But you've got Yuri trying to push on, and then you've got of course Future Revenge currently in 10th place at the moment, with Daz Tintler trying to get up to EW at the moment. He's trying to get another spot. He's trying to actually get 5th place at the moment. This could be 55 minutes to go then. So no one's actually making any pit stops yet, any rash decisions yet, but Stefano Marchetto then is around here trying to push away, but Luke's still there doing a stellar job at the moment in third place, trying to get up to, of course, Stefano Marchetto, but EW and Daz Tinkler side by side almost. Go through Baggett's and Beckett's, but go back on board with Daz's Audi. This is where it could be very close between the pair of them, but looks like EW slightly got that advantage. You can see the clouds getting a bit thicker, but whether that rain is going to fall, I don't know. It's going to be hard to tell at the moment, but just see Daz Tinkler. He's getting closer, isn't he? He's getting closer and closer to excuse me. Getting closer and closer to EW at the moment. So the Porsche versus the Audi battle still ongoing at the moment, but to see what's going to happen with the likes of Daz Tinkler and of course EW at the moment. He's going to be on the back gearbox. Daz is going to be on the gearbox of the gearbox, not the gearback. The gearbox of EW's Porsche at the moment. Or two will go back on board with the Audi. Just to put a perspective. But this is where it's going to get close then. But it could be very close as EW runs a bit wide there, going down towards the Wellington Straight then. This is where it's going to get all or nothing between the pair of them, as Daz Tinkler is going to think about it. He's going to think about a move. He's going on that inside line. He's got to be careful, as EW might close the door going into Priory and Brooklands and then into Luffield. Could be very close. We've got 53 minutes, 53 minutes, just under 53 minutes to go in this last race of the season then. For the Thursday Night Racing League. Season 5 draws to a close tonight for both PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 lobbies. But hopefully I'm back for the Season 6 for the PlayStation lobby. It could be very close as EW is trying to get away from Daz Tinkler as best as he can, but we'll try and go. Yeah, we'll actually go back to that, because that's actually one of the closest battles we've got, and then we've got a closest battle between Yuri and of course Chris Allen. But could be very interesting to see what happens as Daz Tinkler tries to get alongside EW, but EW thinks about it as Daz is all over the back of that, all over the back of the Porsche at the moment. But this could be very close between these two. See what's happening between Yuri and Chris Allen in a minute or two. But got around 52 minutes left then, but it's getting closer and closer. But I think Daz Tinkler's going to try and get past EW. He's going to try. Oh, he's on the back tail. He's on the back tail. Oh, he's almost there. But as you can see, what's going to happen between the pair of them. But you can just see EW then try to push on. He's going to be thereabouts, try to get away from the Audi R8, the beautiful sounding Audi. Not to be confused with the Lamborghini Huracan, because they are both the same engine size and same engine powers. Daz tries to get a move though. Is he going to try and do it this time round? But looks very interesting between the likes of EW and of course Daz Tinkler. But go on board with Yuri as Chris Allen goes a bit wide. Yuri was fighting the steering then as we went on board, as we just went to jump into that battle, and Chris Allen went right at Priory. Excuse me. Which allowed Yuri to get through. So, but go on board with of course Daz Tinkler going down the Hanger Straight then, chasing after EW. So Yuri's currently second in Lamb then. Now he's got to try and chase after McIvor. But we're on board with Daz Tinkler then, trying to get past EW's Porsche at the moment. Still trying to get past at number 38 Porsche at the moment. Is he going to try and do it here? No, he's not. He's going to have to try and push on. He is literally going to have to try and push on. McIver's quite a long way ahead of Yuri, so that's going to be quite interesting to see how that pans out. But you just see EW and of course Daz Tint there. They're going to still battle, but this is going to be close as we like between these two. Go back on board with Daz's Audi, but good to see what's going to happen here. Could be an interesting move. As Stefano, well, Stefano's there, as Lamos still leads then. As EW and of course Daz Tint going down the Wellington Straight. This is where we could see some interesting overtake here. EW runs a bit wide, Daz Tint goes one way, goes another. Around 49 minutes to go then. We're not even at halfway stage yet, but we will be very soon or shortly. We're getting closer and closer to the halfway mark, but see what's going to happen as Daz Tint gets along, tries to get alongside EW. EW thinks about it. Look at this, this is where it's going to get close then. But the Porsche there trying to escape from the Audi as best as he can, runs a bit wide though onto the grass. And this is where it's going to get close because the Helicam providing glorious action as per usual here at Silverstone for the last round of the season of Season 5 of the Thursday Night Racing League. If you are watching the stream, guys, please do like and subscribe. It helps me out, it helps the guys out massively. And we're going to be in for what could be a very entertaining end of the season as Daz Tint onto the gearbox of EW's Porsche now, going to try and get alongside, almost side by side, just about as EW runs onto that AstroTurf. Does not want to do that, it's a bit unstable. But this is where it could be very close to see what's going to happen. But who knows what's going to happen as EW gets under pressure from Daz Tint. Daz Tint thinks about it. This is absolutely fantastic as these two put each other under so much pressure at the moment. You can just see what's going to happen here. But Daz Tint then trying to push on as best as he can. Could be very careful. But they go one way and another way. Oh, it's getting close between these two. Daz Tint thinks about it. Gets the move done. Finally gets it done just about. Gets it done from EW at the moment. That is absolutely fantastic stuff between the pair of them. Great battle. And of course Yuri's still pushing on with Chris Allen still trying to chase after him. With Luke still there in third place at the moment. Stefano second. Lemos, we forgot about this guy, still leading. You know, he's still leading the championship. So it's going to be very interesting. JMR still fourth at the moment. Daz Tint in, of course, fifth. Then you got EW in sixth. Then you got McIver seventh. Then Yuri eighth. Chris Allen in, of course, ninth. And then, of course, Future Revenge in, of course, 10th place at the moment. But we've still got the important mandatory pit stops to come. But Stefano Marchetto, is he going to be able to push on and try and get into the lead of this race when the mandatory pit stops come? But who knows? Daz Tintner's still there, and of course now an easy fifth place. But he's still got EW chasing him down. That's going to be a bit of a task to try and get away from him. As we soon figure it out. But Lamos still here then. Could be going through the halfway mark very shortly. Could be close as you like, as Stefano Marchetto still there in second then. Luke still in third at the moment. Don't want to put commentator's curse on him yet, but seems to be doing a stellar job then. Because Lemos is still leading them from Stefano then, of course Luke, and of course James at the moment. James has probably worked, or is trying to work a strategy in his head to try and think what he's going to do in this last race of the season. So we're not even halfway yet, but we're getting there very slowly but surely. It could be a very close proximity between these guys. Daz Tintner now has a bit of a gap from, of course, EW at the moment, then of course McIvor still holding on for 7th for the moment, Yuri 8th, and then of course Chris Allen 9th, and then of course Future Revenge still in 10th place. I feel sorry for him. He's actually, I don't know whether he's struggling or he's just taking it leisurely at the moment. Luke's still there, and of course 3rd place at the moment. So we've got 3 manufacturers in the top 3 places. We've got Porsche of Lemos, then you've got Bentley of Stefano Marchetto, and of course Luke Barnard in a Ferrari. It seems that, and then you've got of course Jebs in a Ferrari, then you've got Daz Tintner in an Audi, and of course Lemos in the Porsche, then Lexus, Lamborghini, Ferrari. But yes, it is going to be very interesting. All the cars seem to be a bit equally spread out now, so could be in for a bit of a, not a long haul, but we could be in for a bit of a couple of minutes where the battles may die down a bit, but we'll see what's going to happen then. But it's quite close as you like, as Lemos still leads the race then. You can just listen to that Bentley. You can't actually see it, you can just now, but this is where it's going to get close then. So across the line then, Lemos carries on for another lap. So getting up to the halfway stage just about now, but this is where it's going to get very close. We've got, of course, Luke still there in 3rd place at the moment. Don't want to put commentator's curse on him, but you can just see what Luke's going to do. 33 minutes left then. 33, 43, come on Hoppers, wake up man. It's under 43 minutes to go. The rain hasn't arrived yet, but I have a feeling it might do. I think it might make an appearance very soon. You got JMR still 4th, then Daz Tintner currently on stream, and of course 5th, then of course EW in 6th, then you got McIvor still pushing on, and then you got of course Yuri in 8th at the moment with of course Chris Allen's Ferrari, the 28th Ferrari, the blue, black and blue Ferrari trying to push on. And of course Future Revenge are thereabouts. And of course 10th place at the moment, Stefano Marchetto trying to catch up to this guy. But what is Lemos thinking? Lemos is thinking, I've got to have this championship sewn up. I've got to literally push on. But you can just see what's happening. He's got 42 minutes to go then. It's going to be quite close between these guys, with the likes of Stefano Marchetto holding on for 2nd place at the moment, Luke in 3rd, then JMR 4th. JMR can't kiss goodbye to the championship yet. He's still got a long way to go. It's going to be very close to see what's going to happen then between these guys. It's going to be close. You've got Daz Tintner still there in 5th. Then of course EW in of course 6th. Koivel 7th. Chris Allen's got past Yuri. Didn't see what happened there, but Chris Allen's got past Yuri, so looks like Yuri's dropped down another place, so he's dropped down to 9th again. But Yuri's having a bit of a shocker at the moment. They can't see why he's having a shocker though. But first car in then is Stefano Marchetto. That's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Is he going to top fuel up? Is he going to push on? Does he know something we don't know? Because that's allowed Luke into 2nd. That's how allowed JMR up into 3rd. So this could be interesting. The outgoing champion, is he going to try and push on? Is he going to be able to do what he needs to do? But this is why I love commentating on this league, because it's full of excitement. But Stefano Marchetto is in pit lane then. But this is where it's going to get close then. JMR still out there. Timing screen hasn't updated for me as of yet, though it will do very shortly. There you go, it has done it. And we've got EW also into pit lane. So the Porsche into pit lane then. So the first of the Porsches, about says Lemos goes on, Stefano goes out of pit lane. Got to be careful. He got a try-through penalty at Imola for speed in pit lane, which didn't help him at all. And then he had a track limit. I think he had one at Suzuka as well a few seasons ago as well, did Stefano Marchetto. But we are round Of course, 40 minutes to go in this race. This could be very exciting between Luke, Lemos and of course Jermar. Jermar's there, but he's coming down towards the Wellington straight then. As Lemos scores through Priory, through Brooklands, through Luffield. This could be very interesting. He's going to hold on for dear life. Is he going to stay out for another lap? Yes, he does. He stays out for another lap. But this is going to be very close to see what's going to happen then. But Luke's coming through the last corner as well now. It's going to be very close between these guys. But I think the likes of Jeremiah is going to try and push on. Got Dastink the fourth at the moment. We've got McIvor there. Then you've got, of course, Stefano. Stefano, where's he at? He's there. 6th place at the moment in that Bentley Continental GT. First of the pit stops, and then you've got, of course, EW about to get a lap from Lemos at the moment. That's going to hurt him. Could be all or nothing, but you never know. But this could be very close. You've got the likes of Future Revenge holding on for dear life. Then you've got, of course, Yuri. Oh, Yuri, don't go wide, son. Keep it on the black stuff. You don't want to be going on the grass. It's cost him time now. Poor old Yuri, it's cost him time. It's now dropped him back from, of course, Chris Allen at the moment. But then you've got Stefano Marchetto still there in 6th then, with the likes of McIvor 7th, Dastink the 4th, McIvor 5th rather, not 7th. It's because he was in 7th a while ago. They've got Dastink the 4th, then Jeremiah 3rd, then you've got Luke 2nd, and then Lemos. See, fair play to Lemos. He is playing the game where he knows how to. He's going to try and win a championship. I wonder what he's thinking at the moment. You know, he's got to try and escape from Jeremiah, because Jeremiah's now 3rd, so that's probably a couple of points in it between them two, but we'll soon find out. But as Lemos goes through the latter half of the lap, then is he going to be pitting this time round, or is he just going to stay out? Looks like he's staying out. So we're halfway through the race. Lemos actually goes into pit lane on the halfway mark. So quite an interesting moment for Lemos then. So Luke's going to currently lead the race then. Jeremiah. Oh, Jeremiah's also going into pit lane. So the championship protagonists have gone into pit lane. They could be playing it right. They could be playing a strategic. Can't even get my words up. Strategic. Oh, I can't even pronounce it. Come on, Hoppers. Strategy. There we go. Just use that word. Playing a strategy as Luke leads the race then in his final console race as well. This could be a fairy tale. But this is where Lemos is still there. James in there. Dastink joins pit lane. So this could be very close. We'll see what's going to happen. McIvor stays out. Stefano stays out. Well, he's already made his mandatory pit stops as Lemos. Oh, Lemos. Oh, he's played his cards right here. He's played his cards right at the moment, has he? I think he has as Jeremiah. As McIvor will come through cops, but he's split. Jeremiah's got to be careful. Stefano's already gone through. He's got to be very careful to see what's going to happen, but Luke's still leading the race then with Dastink in pit lane then, so the likes of McIvor, Chris, Yuri and of course Future Revenge have yet to make a pit stop, but Luke's also going to be there. But Dastink, fair play to him, stayed out as long as he could to get there, but around 35 minutes to go then in this race. Championship battle is hotting up slightly. So Chris Allen there is currently 5th, and Stefano Marchetto can't afford to make any mistakes. Well, of course, Chris Allen's still there in 5th, and Yuri's still in 7th, so Yuri's got a bit of a gap. Then you've got Luke into pit lane then. So the number 11 Ferrari. Last time out, it could be Might be a fairy tale, but we'll soon find out because not McIvor, but Lemos coming through the Wellington Straight, and he's got to be careful. This weather doesn't look like it's closing in as of yet, but it looks like it might be dry at the moment, but could be very close to see what's going to happen. Is Luke still there in pit lane then? Is he topping up fuel? Is he changing tyres though? This is what we don't know. Luke's still there in pit lane. Oh, he's lost the lead to Lemos as McIvor goes into pit lane, and Stefano Marchetto also is thereabouts. This could be very close. JMR. Oh, is Luke? Oh, Luke's going to come out. Oh, Luke's scraping the wall. He is there, so that is going to be great for Luke. He's currently still third at the moment then. 34 minutes to go in this race then. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. You can just see Luke third then with of course McIvor. Yuri's into pit lane as well. Das Tintner is there as well as Future Revenge still got to do his mandatory pit stop. Chris Allen still in 5th place then, so there's not really much battles at the moment because of the pit stops happening with McIvor jumps out ahead of his M-Class rival as EW goes through thereabouts. Not too sure where that puts him. I think he's unlapped himself just about as Yuri comes out of pit lane now. Got to be careful on the marks, but carefully picks it off the out of pit lane there, so that's put him into 8th then. So Chris Allen and Future Revenge are yet to make their mandatory pit stops, but looking at Lemos then, nicely controlled at the moment. This could be a very interesting last couple of laps of last couple of minutes, but we've got 32 minutes to go in the race. We're still where to go in this race as well. This is exciting stuff, but Lemos still leads then from Stefano, from of course Luke. Then you've got JMR still leading the race, still fourth, I beg your pardon. And then you've got of course Chris Allen. Yeah, Chris is jumping into pit lane now with Future Revenge still there. Das Tintner of course in 6th place at the moment, soon to be 5th. And of course it's going to be very close as EW now 8th McIvor, and of course Yuri in 9th and 10th. So the M-Class guys that are battling for the M-Class, of course 9th and 10th. We've got Yuri still 10th. Chris Allen actually highest M-Class racer at the moment, and of course 5th place at the moment with Lemos still leading from of course Stefano and of course Luke, and of course James is still there, but that's going to be very close to see what's going to happen. But could be very careful as Future Revenge comes through as well as EW. EW's on course to try and get past that Ferrari, the 574 Ferrari as EW gets alongside Future Revenge, gives him a bit of a tap though. I think that was a bit of a unwary moment as Chris Allen actually comes out ahead of the M-Class battle, so he's got cold tyres if he has swapped tyres, but come up to 13 minutes then. Weather isn't still here yet, but could be very interesting to see what's happened with Lemos still out on circuit. So it could be very close to see what's going to happen as you can see the clouds getting a bit dark. It's getting a bit dark with the clouds, but I don't think the rain's coming as of yet. It might come towards the end of the race then. So my prediction saying it was raining at the halfway stage is wrong. But nevertheless, we'll see what's going to happen with the likes of Luke still third at the moment then on his last console race of the entirely, but JMR 4th, then Das Tintner 5th, then got EW 6th. Future Revenge yet to make his mandatory, But he'll obviously make it very soon. He'll try and push on. You've got Chris Allen and of course McIvor, then of course Yuri. So it's going to be very close to see what's going to happen then. The likes of Luke still pushing on, but you can just see Lemos still pushing on for what could be a absolutely stellar championship win as well as a race win. I think JMR's probably thinking, I've tried my hardest now, I've tried exactly what I've got to do, but nevertheless hopefully he's back next season to take the crown from Lemos, but who knows. It's still got a bit of a way to go though in this race, so anything can happen. But Lemos is still there then, with Luke still in third at the moment, Stefano still second, with the likes of these guys. There's Future Revenge now goes in to take his mandatory pit stop. The likes of Yuri now will be ninth, so that's going to be very close to see what's going to happen between them two. Oh, it's a cough down everyone's ear. But Stefano Marchetto still in, of course, second place then, with Luke in third then. JMR fourth, Daz Tinkner fifth. Good showing from Daz Tinkner tonight. Doing a stellar job. You've got EW then, of course, Chris Allen and of course McIvor now. So McIvor is pushing on for a bit to try and get past Chris Allen, obviously for the AM class, but drive-through penalty for Stefano Marchetto for track limits. Oh no way! Stefano Marchetto is going to be kicking himself. He's got a drive-through penalty for track limits. The stewards have seen enough of track extending. This is not good. This is what Stefano can't afford to have, because that is going to put him right sort of where he doesn't need to be. His pit crew are probably cursing in Italian, saying, "Come on, mate, what's going on?" So Stefano Marchetto now has a drive-through penalty for track limits. It's not the first time he's had drive-through penalties. At least it's not a stop-go penalty, but he's going to have to take that sooner. But he's going to be kicking himself. He will be kicking himself, I'm sure he will be. As Chris Allen and of course McIvor still battle for 7th and 8th respectively. 27 minutes to go in this race then. It's still a long way to... I told you anything can happen. But then McIvor's trying to get alongside Chris Allen. This could be interesting going into Cop's Corner. Got to be very careful between the pair of them. But let's see where Stefano is. He's going down the Wellington Straight now, as McIvor and of course Chris Allen can't afford to take each other out, but I think Stefano's going to be kicking himself now. He is not going to be liking that one bit. Is he going to go into pit lane? Has he gone into pit lane though? No, he hasn't. So he's got 2 laps to take his drive-through penalties. McIvor gets alongside Chris Allen for that 7th place. Is he going to be able to do it? Oh, he's done it with precision. Well done. Nicely moved, guys. Well done. This could be very interesting, not? But reigning champion with drive-through penalty for track limits if you just join the stream, guys. But oh, Chris Allen's binned it. Chris Allen has binned it. He's lucky Yuri wasn't there, otherwise it could have been all over, but Yuri's now got past him. That's absolutely insane. This race never fails to amaze me. But Stefano then with a drive-through penalty for track limits. James still there, so James might be able, depending on how far back these guys are, they may be able to catch up Stefano, because Stefano's got to do a drive-through penalty. But it all depends on certain things. Daz is still there in 5th, then you've got McIver's still holding on for 7th, Yuri 8th, Chris Allen 9th, then Future Revenge in 10th. But Stefano Marchetto, is he taking it this time round, or is he going to stay out? No, he's taking it this time round. Fair play, 24 minutes to go on the clock. Slow it down, mate, slow it down. You don't want to pick up a stop 30 seconds, stop and go for speeding in the pit lane either. Can't afford that. There's Luke's Ferrari just going past. Oh! Stefano's going to be kicking himself now. Where's German's going to be on the podium because Stefano's still clawing through the pit lane at pit lane speed. This could be. Was that German's Ferrari? Yes, it was. Stefano's coming out of pit lane. Oh. 24 minutes to go, and Stefano Marchetto is now dropped down to 4th. He's not liking that. I tell you what, he will be cursing in Italian. I tell you that now, ladies and gents. He got a drive-through penalty for track limit, so that's allowed Luke 2nd, Jermar 3rd. That could be a slight gap to get championship, but it all depends, because Lemos is doing so well to get away. Yuri's trying to get away from Chris Allen as best as he can, but to tell you what, what an absolute nightmare for Stefano Marchetto. Reigning champion as well. Should know better not to extend track limits. I suppose at the end of the day, you know, it's been a long season. He had a bit of a disaster at the Kyle Army. The Bentley didn't like the conditions. He actually had a bit of an issue there. And then didn't race at Brands Hatch. So he's had a bit of a disaster, the reigning champion this season. But who knows what's going to happen then. So with around 22.5 minutes to go, this rain hasn't come yet. But maybe that's just a good thing for these guys. Maybe the rain's going to keep away. As we get in towards the latter minutes of the race now, it could be very close to see what's going to happen. But who knows? But you can just soon find out what's going to happen between these guys. But you've got, of course, Daz Tintler there still around in 5th place. There are not many battles galore at the moment because of the gaps being equally spread out. But you've got Chris Allen trying to chase after Yuri. I think that's going to be the closest one we've got at the moment. Number 5 for Lamborghini. And he said Ferrari then. It's only because James is racing a Ferrari and Yuri's in a Lamborghini. It could be very close then. As Lemos carries on then. Carries on leading the race then from Luke, followed by Jermar could be quite happy to finish 3rd in the final race of the season with Stefano Marchetto literally are thereabouts. He's trying to chase after James now. He's literally got a bit of time to do it. He's, you know, it's getting a bit close as we like, but who knows what's going to happen. But could be very close to see what's going to happen then, as we have a few with just under 21 minutes to go then, so 21 minutes left of the last race of the season as well. It's, where has the season gone? Didn't seem like yesterday when we started the championship at Laguna Seca. It's been all corners of the globe this season, so you know, who knows what's going to happen. But Stefano trying to get up to James, but James is miles ahead of him. He's like 5.2. You've got Daz Tintler, then you've got EW, then you've got McIver. Of course, Yuri, and then I've told you Chris Allen was going to catch up to Yuri. How did I know that? I'm psychic. We'll go on board with Chris's Ferrari then. 20 minutes remaining in this race. Yuri's thereabouts, but he's trying to push all away from Chris Allen at the moment. you've got to be careful as well. Try not to extend track limits. You don't want another. We don't want to see another drive-through penalty. I'll tell you that. But could be close between these two. We'll see what's happening further up the road in a minute. But Stefano Marchetto's going to be kicking himself big time. Really is. That's Tintler there, and of course fifth. Then EW still there, McIvor, and of course Yuri and Chris Allen there getting close for comfort again with 19.5 minutes to go in this race, the final race of the season. I am going to try and get the guys in, some of the guys in for a bit of a driver interview after the race, and I'll see what's going to happen. But who knows what's going to happen, because there might be some foreign language. There might be, well, when I say a foreign language, I mean some swearing. Swearing? I mean some swearing. I can't even get my words out tonight. What is going on? Excuse me. As Lemos carries on this race lead, with Luke still second in his last race on console. And of course JMR still pushing on, with Stefano Marchetto still leading, well, still fourth at the moment after his drive-through penalty. He's not going like that as Yuri gets away from Chris Allen slightly. As we can see what's happening at the moment with the likes of Lemos, he's catching up to these guys. He's got to be careful. These guys have got to be careful. They've got to abide by the blue flag rules and don't get in the way of a championship battle. But it's not really much of a championship. Well, there is, because Chris and Yuri are still fighting for the AM class. But we'll see what happens in a bit. But you can just see JMR still there in third, with Stefano coming through Cops Corner then. 18 minutes to go. Daz Tintler still there. EW pushing on. And McIver's still there, and of course Yuri. Of course Chris Allen. What is the weather doing? What is the sky doing? There's Yuri pushes on, but Yuri's got to get to have a lap on him in a minute, as poor old Future Revenge in 10th place at the moment. It's 2 laps down, but Lemos has got to be careful when he gets past Yuri. But could be very close between these two as well, as Yuri lets him go. But this is where it's going to get feisty between these guys. Stefano Marchetto still trying to chase after Germans, but he's around 4.7 of a second between JMR, but JMR's 10.8 of a second from Luke at the moment. But this is going to be exciting with 17 minutes to go in this last race of the season then. But Yuri trying to push away from Chris Allen. Chris can't get past Yuri. But Yuri's got to... But it could be very close to see what's going to happen. As Yuri pushes on. But he's got Chris Allen then. Lemos still leads then from Luke, followed by JMR, and Stefano's still there. With Daz Tintler still 5th, then they've got of course EW in of course 6th, then got McIvor in 7th. I do apologise, I notice he's still streaming a bit. And then of course Yuri in 8th, but Chris Allen trying to go back on the attack to try and get past Yuri. These two are having a bit of a nice battle at the moment, but it's nice to see with around up to 15 minutes to go in the last race of the season, with the likes of Yuri trying to push on as best as he can, try to get away from Chris Allen, but it's going to be very carefully picked between these two. But who knows what's going to happen. But Chris is trying to push on. 15 minutes to go then. It doesn't seem like a long time, but could be easily done. I'm going to try and invite some of the guys in for a driver interview after the race as well, just to hear their thoughts and opinions, but I believe Stefano might be cursing in Italian, so be warned. Chris Allen trying to catch up to Yuri. 1.037 of a second, it's almost grown again, but Luke's still trying to push on, but Stefano's still there. He's trying to get past James, but he's got to be careful. He's got to be thinking, what have I got to do to catch that Ferrari? Bit of a way to go now, 14 minutes to go then. Optimum temperature on the track. So that could be very interesting to see what's going to happen between the last couple of laps, but looking at Yuri then, he's currently in 8th place, and then of course Chris Allen's still chasing him down in 9th. I will be back in 1 second. Do apologise about that, ladies and gents. So yes, Chris is still trying to catch after Yuri, so that gap's coming down considerably, but it looks like we could be in for a close proximity between these guys. Luke's still in 2nd place at the moment, with Lemos still leading, then with James still still in 3rd at the moment. But what's this? Stefano Marchetto is 3.3 of a second to try and get up towards JMR. It could be very interesting between these two. These two could have an interesting fight on the podium. With the likes of Yuri and of course Chris Allen. They're still sort of nose to tail between the pair of them. As Chris Allen flashes the lights at Yuri. Could be very interesting between the pair of them. We're still on board with Chris then. This could be very close to see what's going to happen. But who knows what's going to happen. Because Yuri is trying to escape from, of course, Chris. The bugs splattered all over their cars at the moment, but Stefano Marchetto then still trying to catch after JMR then. Could be very close to see what's going to happen with 11 minutes left of this race. Luke on his last race of the on console, currently 2nd. He's doing a good job, to be fair. Lemos is currently still leading the race then, and probably going to take the championship win as well. So this is where it's going to be very close to see what's going to happen around here, but who knows what is going to happen then. But could be very close then. So yeah, it's gonna be fantastic to see what's gonna happen with around 10 minutes to go on the last race of the season. Then who knows what's gonna happen? Is Yuri gonna be under pressure? Is James gonna be under pressure from Stefano Marchetto? That could be very interesting to watch as well. We'll keep an eye on that in a minute as we go on board with Chris Allen. see what's going to happen with Chris. He's going to try and chase after Yuri, but in the meantime, he's going to have get a lap put on him by, of course, Luke there. Luke's trying to push on as Stefano Marchetto. You just look at this Bentley, the gold Bentley. He's trying to catch up to JMR's Ferrari with around 9.5 minutes to go in this race. It could be very close to see what's going to happen between the pair of them. But who knows what's going to happen. But Stefano's trying to catch up to that Ferrari as best as he can. He's gone a bit wide there though, he went a bit wide. So that's allowed JMR to regain that gap. But 9 minutes to go then in this race. It's getting, the clock's winding down now. It's winding down towards the end now. It's going to be a very interesting last lap duel, a couple of last laps I think, for the likes of Yuri. Yuri's there in the Huracan GT3. Not exactly how he wanted it, but fair play to him, he's done okay to push on. But who knows what's going to happen. But we'll soon find out as Chris is trying to get up to Yuri as best as he can, but JMR pushing on for still in third at the moment. Stefano 2.6 of a second. He's not going to like that. He will be disappointed. I think he tried to, and his outgoing campaign onto the podium. He's got to push on though. Lemos is still doing a fabulous job, and of course first place then with Luke still in second, JMR third. Excuse me. Excuse me. As Chris tries to catch up to Yuri. But it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen between these guys. But it could be very close between these guys at the moment. But 7 minutes to go then. 7 minutes to go. So we'll see what happens with 6 minutes to go. We'll see what happens for 6 minutes. We'll soon find out. 6 minutes to go then, so Lemos still leads the race then from at least Luke's there about, but could be very close. I think Lemos is actually trying to push on. I'm not too sure whether... I thought Luke was leading them, but it's not. It's McIval's Lexus. We'll soon find out what's going to happen. Could be very close to see what's happening. 5 minutes ago, JMR still holding on for dear life in third, with Stefano trying to catch him and chase him down. But you can just see that Bentley, he's trying to push on. He knows how the Ferrari races as well. He raced the Ferrari in, I think it was season 3, maybe season 2, and thereabouts. But he's pushing on, trying to get past 5 minutes to go then. So clock's ticking down. on the season. So we'll soon figure out what's going on. Very soon, but season's getting towards its nitty gritty bit now. It's getting to the last couple of laps now, as we can see. Last couple of minutes to go now, with around 4 minutes to go then. This is where it's going to get very close as well, because we have 4 minutes to go. I do apologise. But 4 minutes to go then in the last race of the season. Excuse me, sneezy wheezy. I do apologise for sneezing down everyone's ear. It's not the best, but Stefano can't catch up to JMR. I think he maybe his Yuri's still under threat from Chris Allen. Oh, excuse me. But we'll soon find out what's going to happen with these guys. It could be close for Yuri to get past. Yeah, Chris trying to get past Yuri, should I say, for 3 minutes to go then. Got to be careful, because James is catching him up to put a lap on him as well, and they can't afford to get involved as Chris goes the long way round, but that's lost him a bit of ground to Yuri, and Chris is almost getting caught up with Stefano Marchetto. Can't even get my words out tonight. What is going on? As JMR's been allowed to go past his teammate, as Yuri's got to be careful, because he's got Stefano catching him with great speed and knots. So Lemos comes through the latter, well, the Maggots and Beckett, as Luke crosses the line, and JMR's still there in third place at the moment. 1.3 of a second though to him and Stefano Marchetto. This could be a bit close as we like, but as I say, we'll try and get some of the guys into the driver's room, well, the commentary box. We're not far now. 2 minutes to go then. 2 minutes to go. Will Stefano out to catch up to JMR? Let's have a look. We'll go on board with Stefano, go on board with the Bentley for the last couple of minutes of the race then. So a minute and 45 to go. It could be a close end to the last spot on the podium. But who knows what's going to happen, as JMR literally is trying to hold on for dear life to get away from Stefano Marchetto, as Lemos comes through then. The last couple of corners, he's going to go down to the Wellington straight, and with Luke still second at the moment. Luke's done a stellar job to finish second in his final race of the console, because he goes to PC as of next season. But he should be here, hopefully, to be in the comments box with me as Lemos comes through the last couple of turns now.
Right, man. Leader is on the final lap. Give it all you can.
I do apologise, sneezy wheezy again. But Lemos goes on to the final lap then, so we'll see how well Lemos does for the final lap. But I do apologise, sneezing down everyone's ear again. It's not brilliant, as James and Stefano Marchetto at 1.008 of a second as they are about to cross the line to do another lap, as I think Yuri's going to be thereabouts. Yuri's going to go on to the last lap. I think Chris Allen's also joined him on that, so 30 around 37 laps completed this evening, so it's been a bit of a long race tonight, but well worth it as Lemos comes through the last couple of corners soon, as we've still got battle between Jeremiah and of course Stefano Marchetto. Stefano going to be able to get onto the podium, or is James going to hold him off for dear life? We'll soon find out, but we'll try and click onto that as Lemos comes through the last couple of turns. He's going to be champion as well, I believe, so that's going to be very interesting as Jeremiah pushes on to get away from Stefano, but who knows what's going to happen as Lemos goes through. But it could be very interesting to see what's going to happen as Lemos comes through the final turn. Then, is he going to take the championship? I think he might, you know. So he will cross the line with the light, and he's finished there as Luke comes through to take second on his console battle. Well, his last ever race on console. So we'll see what's going to happen. As Luke finishes second then, with James coming through the final corner, and he's going to finish third, so he will be happy with that. Stefano Marchetto finishes fourth. Stefano's not going to like that. That's Tinkner still there then, in of course fifth place. Rick McIval's already finished, yes he has, and Yuri 8th, Chris Allen's 9th, and then of course Future Revenge 10th. But Daz Tinkner in of course 5th place, then with of course EW in of course 6th. I'm going to be back in a second for some driver interviews, and I'll be back in a moment. So EW coming through the last turn then. Let's have a look what's happening as the guys are going around the track. As we can see the guys here, fair play to these guys. They've actually raced really well all season, and I'll tell you what, fair play to Lemos for taking out the championship. I'll tell you what guys, it is going to be great. I can't believe what's going to happen for season 6. I'm quite upset that Luke's obviously going to go to PC, but I'll tell you what, fair play to these guys. They're just going around the circuit to literally wave to the fans. I'll tell you what, fair play. I'm going to invite some of these guys to the comments box in a moment or two just for a driver interview, but it's going to be very great to see what's going to happen for season. Does Tinkner gets a bit of a tap. But as Luke goes off there, I think he's doing donuts. I think the majority are going to try and do donuts now as Yuri goes into gravel, but it's going to be very close then as the likes of Luke on his last ever console race, as Stefano gives him a bit of a headbutt there just to say, right mate. But fair play to these guys. It's going to be very great to see what's going to happen. I think the guys that are doing donuts, race officials are going to find them pre-race and say what's going to happen. But I'm going to try and invite some of the guys in to the comms box, so give us 1 second. Let's see then, let's see if we can get Yuri in. Get Luke in. we'll try and get them 3 in at the moment, and then we'll see what happens. I'm going to try and get JMR in as well. Just bear with me 1 second, guys. I'm just trying to get people in for an interview, but let's see what happens. But who knows?
Evening, mate.
Hello.
Oh my god, I think that was the toughest race of my entire life.
I think so, mate. I think
Oh my.
I think there's a lot to be said about that, though.
I think I'm champion, but I'm not going to celebrate just yet because I really don't know.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. I can't work it out.
Let me have a look at it.
But could be worse. But
I think so. I got 28 points and Lemmas got 40, so that means I would win by a point.
oh,
I think.
that's gonna be close to see what's gonna happen, man.
Yeah. Oh, let's go.
Let's go. Let's see what
my.
season 6 brings.
Yeah.
But you
How
never
was the
know.
race for you?
All
I
right.
had no idea what was going on.
It was hectic. There was Yuri was battling with Chris, and I think Stefano with his drive through would kind of give you a bit of a advantage to get on the
Honestly,
podium.
saved my race.
Yes. By the way, the stewards
Even
are finding you all for doing donuts. They want the tyres for next season. They don't want skid marks and everything all over the track. Nah, it's all good.
Well done, Luke. You got second, didn't you?
With his drive-through, I think the crew are going to be cursing in Italian. I'm trying to see what happened, but I think he doesn't want to talk at the moment. I think he's slightly peeved off. I think.
He said in the Discord to me, "Dude, you alive?"
No, you're not alive, mate. No. But yes, fair play.
Oh my god.
It's quick, innit?
Rapid.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a weird one, I must admit.
It's been great.
Oh man.
Did you?
That's mad.
Mental.
It's mental because at the end of the day, you're leaving to go PC, mate.
Not a bad last race, eh? Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Evening, Lemos.
But yeah, it's going to be weird next season. I don't know where we're going or what we're doing. But all is he there? I don't know what we call him. It's
Fast.
yeah. All I'm going to say, Luke, is I'm going to give you an idea where I want us to go next season.
No Snetterton. No Snetterton.
No, right, that's it. Out you go, lad. Well, where else? Yeah, you're not here. I like to go to Mazzano in the dark. That's one of the options. Yeah. Anyway, James, you're not allowed to listen to this. You're not allowed to listen to my plan. But yeah, I've enjoyed this season, guys. I really have. I know I miss Suzuka, but it's been good. I don't even.
I remember because I finished behind him.
Yeah, it's yes. Yeah. It's a bit of a shame we dropped out numbers. Well, numbers have dropped off towards the end as well, which makes it a bit harder for me. But we can still work around it. But when you got like 11 or 10, maybe 9, if there's a battle, but then you guys have rapidly gone ahead, you're focusing on the battles behind. But then the battles behind grow because you're lapping them and stuff like that, and. But I can still.
Me and Yuri. Go on, Hopper. Sorry.
It's alright. I can still commentate. It's not an issue. I'm not saying it's a problem. But if there's less than, let's say, 7 of you, I can't do it because
No, there's not enough people.
there's not enough. But I'm not bothered what happens. You guys put on a good show regardless what happens. But if it's less than 7, it ain't happening. And I've said that from day one. I've said if we get low numbers, the stream doesn't happen. If people don't like it, it's tough.
Yeah.
Especially with an hour and 15 minutes. If you got less than 7 at an hour and 15, it's a long way to go, and it's a long way to stream that long, going back and forth. Okay, you've got you guys that are fast, but the guys that are slow, you're focusing on them more than you are with what's happening at the front.
Yeah. Becomes a stalemate at the front sometimes quite quick.
Yep. But it doesn't matter. It's what it is. But we'll see what happens next season. I'm more for it.
I managed to get Yuri to play some team games in the last couple of laps to hold up Mama a little bit. I unmuted my mic and went, "Hold him up, please."
You're not meant to be playing team tactics like that. You're meant to be trying to find out what goes on.
Got to do a little bit, make it spicy.
Yeah.
Hey. Well, I saw that Mama was getting closer to Lemos, and I thought, okay, if I can just follow you for a bit, then I might be able to sort of just work together to get to the top 2. But I don't know, I don't know, didn't have the pace in the car. The car didn't even feel bad to drive. My quality was awful. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't quite feel right.
I'll be right. Things happen, mate. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I think I'm champion. I don't know. I'm doubting myself with the points now. I'm like, am I reading that correctly? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I win by a point. Oh, let's go. Yeah, yeah.
So he skips the last round of the PS5 lobby to go to a beach. If you're listening out there, you always order a cocktail and a pint each.
Yes.
And a Jaeger bomb. Just to clarify, a double vodka and Baileys and whatever else as well. It's all on you if you're listening. I couldn't even get my words out tonight, guys, either. I was struggling with words and I was coughing, I was sneezing, so I do apologise for all that. I can't put my mic on mute quick enough. It's part of the game, it's all part of the stream. But, you know, doesn't matter though, it's all good, I enjoy it, you know. It's going to be weird if we have two commentators next season, though.
Yeah, Luke, you got to tag along, mate.
Yeah. Well, if you're not, mate, don't worry about it. I'll be around anyway to provide the laughs and giggles or whatever.
Awesome.
You know. But yeah, well, I should be. I don't know what I'm working in the new year, but I should be. Thursdays seem to be all right, but they're just updated. Instead of getting £10 an hour, we're now getting £10.62 or something an hour now.
Nice, good stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to a bit more money in my back pocket every month.
He's got his mic muted or something.
I don't know. Yeah, I prefer it. But yes, right, guys, I'm gonna go because
Awesome.
I don't know if Lemos wants to talk, but I think he's occupied at somewhere else. But yes, guys, thank you for entertaining me on Thursday.
Yeah, cheers for the comms, mate. As
That's
always.
right, it's all good. Luke, I'll catch up with you at some point. And we'll, yeah.
It better not be a draw, man.
If it's a draw, you might end up crying. It's alright. It's alright. We can disqualify everyone else if you want to give you. we can't do that. I'm not allowed. But you know, Luke might throw me off the comms team. He says that commentator, that bloody curse of a commentator. Oh, hang on, I forgot we're still live. I nearly swore. But yeah. But no, guys, thank you for entertaining my Thursdays.
Cheers,
it's always a good laugh. It's alright. Yeah, do, and I'll announce it at the start of season 6, whenever it is. But yeah.
Awesome.
But yes, guys, if I don't speak to you like this, have a good Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, and you, mate. Have a good Christmas.
I'm looking forward to it this year. I'm going to my dad's, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for the first time in how many years? But yeah.
I'm gonna have a lie down now.
Get a beer open, lads. Get a beer open. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, you're up at 6, you poor thing. Bless you, man.
Yes, get in there.
Right. Yes.
Have a good weekend. Have a good
See you in a
Christmas,
bit, guys.
See you soon.
Right then. So guys, yes, that is a wrap of Season 5 of Thursday Night Racing League, and I'll tell you what, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the streams, I hope you've enjoyed the action, and I'll tell you what, guys, please do like and subscribe to Thursday Night Racing League. I will be back for Season 6 in the new year, not too sure when it's going to be, But until then, guys, have a good Christmas and New Year, and Hoppers, we'll see you for Season 6. Take care. Ta-ra.